Y'all, sometimes in real estate, we have to have some very hard conversations with our clients. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty, and today I am going to share a story with you about a very hard conversation that I had to have with one of my clients because you know what? Let's be honest. Some of us just really are not a fan of confrontation or delivering bad news, but every now and again we have to do it. So let me tell you what happened to me recently. So I have an amazing client who I helped purchase his first home about 2.5 years ago. From the very first time that I met him, he expressed interest that he wanted to get into investment property, started flipping and things like that, but just lightly mentioned it. You know, he didn't seem like he was too, I don't want to say serious, but the timing was not right, right? So followed up with him several times about that process, and he wasn't quite ready. And then guess what? Y'all, he called me one day and said, guess what, Rosemary? I bought a house and I'm about to flip it. Imagine my surprise when he called me and he said that he had an investment property that he was getting ready to flip and he wanted me to be prepared to list it. Now, it's a whole story about how he got into this property, but what I will tell you is that I wish so much that he would have reached out to me before he actually purchased the home because y'all, who he purchased it from, they were not really honest with him about the work that needed to be done in order for him to turn a profit. So when I looked at the property and I ran the comps and I rode the property, I walked it with him and we talked about what it would take to get the number that he was hoping to get. And guess what? He's going to be completely upside down. Now, you know, it was a very tough conversation to have with him because imagine, you know, he has invested a great deal of money. He thought that he was going to get a nice return on his investment. And I had to, you know, not only just give him my opinion, my professional opinion, but I had to share with him the comparables, which are the comparable sales in the area, and just show him in order to get this property up to this standard, you are going to be in the red. Now, that was a very hard conversation to have. And if I'm being very honest with you, my first year or two in the business, I would have danced around the conversation, right? I would have said, oh, you know, maybe you can just paint this or you can go cheap on this and we can list it for higher and see what happens. And that would have been a disservice to him. So even though we had to have this very hard conversation, now we're in a position where we get to talk about how we get to minimize the loss so that he doesn't completely bleed out and that he can recover. So now he knows, I mean, he has a realtor, but now he knows going forward with any investment property to get a few more opinions, to really study the market so that he can really understand what his investment will be so that he doesn't find himself in this situation. So this was kind of a dual video for everybody who wants to be an investor and also for real estate agents who sometimes do not tell our clients like it is. You know, we have to deliver the information, we have to deliver value, and we have to educate them. And sometimes that's not always a tablespoon of sugar. You know, it tasted like vinegar for him with it going down. But what he said to me was, Rosemary, I knew I could count on you to be honest, and I appreciate you helping me, you know, just figuring out how to minimize my losses at this point. So, real estate agents, don't be afraid to have those tough conversations, but make sure that you are pairing the information that you're given. It shouldn't just be your opinion. Make sure that you have studied the market, that you can actually back up what you are saying to your client. So then ultimately it's going to be their decision, but you've done everything in your power to help them. If you've made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed to the channel, and look, if you are a new and aspiring real estate agent, I was you 3 years ago. I was a school teacher. I've been a teacher for 14 years, wanted to step out and do something different, and I was scared. But you know what? One day I decided to do it scared, and I am now one of the top producers in this arena. And I have a special treat for you. I have answered all of the questions that I did not know to ask in my top 10 commandments for real estate agents. Go ahead and check the description box and you can get that information right away. Happy home selling.